What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here, joined by Dilly Vanilli. We are here to review the Smackdown Live for April the 25th, 2017. We're going to go in depth on the wrestlers, storylines, and everything in between on Smackdown Live. We have quite a few things to actually talk about on a wrestling show in 2017. What is going on, Dylan? Is this an alternate universe?
I can see it now. We're finally getting somewhere. It's
not that we're getting somewhere, it's that we're getting something new. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's not always the best. But.
Tonight, Dylan, do you know what I mean by something new? Something new as in the Mahal era.
Woo!
Jinder Mahal is here.
Yes.
We also have, the new tag team of Breezedango, which not a new tag team, but new number one contenders. And as far as we know, they are, brand new because they barely existed until now. But Breezedango, the Fashion Police, whatever you call them, they are now the number one contenders to face the Usos for the tag team championships. We have a new stable in the women's division. Interesting. We have multiple moving pieces. We have something interesting going on with Rusev. So there's some stuff happening on SmackDown. At least it's happening. At least it's something. At least it's effort. And at least it's something new. Because the number one complaint for me personally with Raw over the past couple of weeks in particular has been that I've seen nothing new on those shows. They were literally repeating things that happened 10 years ago, 10, 20 years ago on the shows. So for me, SmackDown this week definitely bumped it up a little bit. I was disappointed with the last couple of episodes. I think tonight wasn't a great episode, but it provided intrigue for something new. Right, Dylan?
Yeah, sorry, I'm in the middle of eating. There is good things about it. I like some of the progression of our new stars on SmackDown. And the Mahal era, baby. I mean, I was skeptical of it last week. And I would say him and another superstar who wasn't on Raw or on SmackDown before now, I think were the best parts of the show. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, we have a couple guys in the chat right now. Currently 6 watching. If you're watching, jump in that chat. Give us a, what's up. Tell us what you thought of SmackDown. We have the WWE boy. He says, "What's up, my G's, Mitch and Dylan? What's up, WWE boy? Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you enjoyed SmackDown." Arian says, "SmackDown is clearly hurting from the indie invasion." I won't repeat the other word. Arian also says, "Jinder Mahal actually looks like a star. And in 1 month, SmackDown will be back on track." WWE boy says, "Sorry, I was eating." Dylan. I'm actually digging Jinder's push. Hopefully WWE doesn't F it up. Hopefully not. We'll get into Jinder Mahal and all the details on the great Jinder Mahal and the Mahal era of SmackDown Live. We're going to get into that right now. Okay, so let's start SmackDown Live review. And what do we do on SmackDown Live? How do we start the show? Well, I was actually making fun of SmackDown because I was watching SmackDown Live commercials last night. They were basically showcasing the new big star of SmackDown, which is Shinsuke Nakamura, right? So I was basically making fun of their commercials because they're basically putting commercials out there and no casual fan knows who Shinsuke Nakamura is. So otherwise, okay, what is a commercial for, Dylan? Can you explain what a commercial is for? Is it for the people that watch the show already? Okay, Dylan, before I do that, is it for the people that already watch the show and know who Shinsuke Nakamura is? Or is it for the people that you're trying to hook to let know that there's this wrestling show on Tuesdays and they have a commercial? What is it for?
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, it's for the casual people that need to get into the show. They're not 100% sold. They're like, should I go with the friends? Should I watch SmackDown? You see the commercials? looks like a pretty good episode of SmackDown. But my problem with this commercial and what Shinsuke Nakamura has is that they haven't created character. And I have a theory as to why they haven't done that, maybe, but I'll leave that towards the end of the segment.
I think they sort of tried tonight. I think
they went
and tried.
They put a foot forward. I don't know if it was their best foot, but they made a step, I guess.
And I do want to give a shout out to one of the bigger supporters of the channel. And actually, I have him on Facebook. I believe his name is Jared. He was actually at WrestleMania while we were there. And he was kind of asking me some questions on Facebook. You know, how do you get Nakamura over? How do you get Nakamura over the casual audience? He was like, he's supposed to speak tonight. How do we get him over? I guess he is a Nakamura fan, so he's kind of concerned with the direction for him. I'm not an expert, okay? I've never claimed to be an expert. I've never claimed to have written a show. I've never claimed to have wrestled a match in my life. But as a fan, in my opinion, to get Shinsuke Nakamura over, who is unique, because this is the only time I've ever seen WWE try and get a wrestler that doesn't speak English into the main event scene. They're clearly trying to push Nakamura into the main event scene, which is something totally unique that we've never seen before on the show. Now, I have problems with it because, to me, I don't know how you can have a television show where the majority of your audience speaks English and one of your stars doesn't. That's a very big problem to me, and that's in my personal opinion. I know people love Nakamura, but for a TV show to be successful, how are you going to have a character that doesn't speak the language of the people watching it? It's very, very difficult. So in order to get him over, I feel, with the casual audience, you're at some point, and I don't think they're going to do this ever, but at some point, in my opinion, as a fan, you need to bring him in a manager. I think you need to build him up as if he was, you know, I do like they're kind of trying to implement his influences of Michael Jackson. And I see why, because Michael Jackson, not only was he probably the greatest performer ever, one of the greatest artists ever, and one of the most influential artists ever, but the thing with Michael Jackson is the way that he performed, it didn't matter what in English, you know, Spanish, French, it didn't matter what language you spoke, Japanese, he could get over with everybody because the dancing, the singing, you know, the way that he carried himself on the stage, he got over with everybody. The way that they're trying to push Nakamura is through his mannerisms and through the way he kind of tries to entertain the audience and the way that he pulls the audience, and it's because he's heavily influenced by Michael Jackson. So we'll see this in this interview / promo with Dolph Ziggler, that's what they're trying to go for. But for me, in wrestling and on this show, I think you need to bring him in a manager, and I think you need to kind of build him because he does have this legitimate background as an MMA wrestler, and his style is strong style. And what is strong style predicated on? It's predicated on moves that are basically real. Like, people get concussed from these moves. It's a very dangerous style of wrestling. I'm not a huge fan of it because of that, because it does injure people. But if you're going to wrestle that style, you need to put it over anything else, because that's the MMA, that's the real life style. And if you get a manager that can put that over, and then you can combine that with the Michael Jackson sort of stuff, I think it would be really, really good. Dylan, how do you feel about Nakamura? How do you think he needs to get over? Like, how do you think they should go about getting him over as a fan? Again, we never claim to be an expert.
I've never been in the business for a single second in my entire life. I've been on YouTube. So as a fan, what I would want to see, I agree with you. I want to see the manager help him out here. I see where they're going with the charisma. That's one of the biggest things that he has going for him. And a lot of people were talking about when he was coming into WWE was he's got the charisma. He's got the thing. He just needs to grasp this language thing. And I think a manager would suit him well. There's not a lot of managers out there today. But
Dylan, what's the problem with bringing in a new face? It's like you don't want to have. I think the thing here, Dylan, is you don't want to have a manager that's actually been in the WWE before. I think you want a manager kind of like, let's say a new guy is going to. Actually, this is a good one because actually they're trying to now cast Batgirl, okay, for movies. They don't want to get a big movie star that is known as the movie star's name and not as Batgirl. They want a movie star that's actually going to be known as Batgirl. Why can't we get a manager that is known as Shinsuke Nakamura's manager, not Paul Heyman, not one of these guys that has been there before, but a new guy? What's wrong with that?
I never said anything was wrong with that. The thing that it works for the audience, like the casual viewer, because they're kind of already know who they are, or even if they don't, they're very experienced. And I don't know if a manager can just grasp the art of that so quickly. I don't know. I don't know who they would even have in mind. But I would like to see a manager, whoever it is. I think Shinsuke has it there, and I'm pretty sure that's what WWE wants to do, is to build this guy up to great expectations. I've heard some rumored matches for later on in the year and all that stuff. So I would like to see what they could do with him, but they need to grasp this barrier language, because a lot of people are like, oh, and New Japan is the biggest competition at WWE, but nobody can speak Japanese, so no, the fuck it's not. So needing to figure that out, that's a key part, but I am interested to see what they do if they get better at it.
And I think something that NXT does, I'm echoing. Every time, damn it.
Video.
Anyways, so something that NXT does that I think they practice more than anything, and they don't practice a character. Let's be honest with you. They don't practice a character. They don't get no characters over. I know, Dylan, you're a big fan of NXT. That's fair enough. But can you agree with me that they don't primarily focus on the character?
No, they're very bad at that.
Okay. What they do focus on, though, is the entrance, right?
Right. That's a huge thing.
Okay, I love the entrance. Nakamura's entrance is awesome, okay? It's great. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome. I could even play the song just listening to it. Like, it's a good song just to listen to, right?
Yeah.
But you need something past that, right? You need a character. So what they're trying to get into is his character now. They tried to do this in this interview. So the opening segment is Shinsuke Nakamura, and he has an interview, and they are trying to now, like they always like to do, is attach a name to the non-existent character. So they've done this before. The boss is Sasha Banks, the boss of nothing. They have the lunatic Dean Ambrose. They have the prize fighter Kevin Owens. They have the Queen Charlotte. They have the big dog Roman Reigns. They have the man Seth Rollins. What else they got? They have
a face that runs the place.
Face that runs the place. You could probably find every single wrestler that they've recently brought in or something of that nature. They have a nickname, but they don't have a character. And this is WWE's way of making you think they have a character, but they don't. So what they're trying to go with for Shinsuke Nakamura, and I think they have done this since NXT, is the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, that is one of the most bland nicknames ever, because what exactly is the artist?
Two things. One, they haven't done this since NXT.
Oh, okay. I thought they did a couple times. Like, I didn't think they put it over like, oh my God, it's the artist every single time. But I thought they did do it a couple times. No,
the name they gave him was the King of Strong Style in NXT. So I've never really heard the artist one for him. But the artist, like, art could be fucking anything. I could throw a hot dog on this wall over here, and it's fucking art compared. No,
but like, what is it? What is the artist? Is he a magician?
I don't know. Like,
does he paint? Does he sing? Does he dance? Yeah. What is he an artist of?
I mean, maybe because they're trying to get the Michael Jackson influence.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
So
that's exactly.
But still, I mean, come on,
you can't give a nickname before they don't have a character. Like the boss. Like, I hate that. Like, what is Sasha Boss? What does she do?
What is she, boss?
She doesn't own a business. She doesn't boss anybody around. She's not the boss. Get out of here.
Bro, you know who would be really good to talk about this? You know, somebody that's very talented on this this spectrum.
Oh my God. Are we having our resident Mark come in and talk about
Our resident Mark Caesar? Because you know how to push Caesar. Let me tell you something, okay? Shinsuke Nakamura will get over. No manager. He is the artist. He can create art in the ring. 6-star Dave Meltzer matches, okay? 6. And that's because he's Japanese. Woo!
Whoa. Okay. Thank you, Caesar.
Yes, the greatest song.
Okay, so we get.
I don't know where Caesar's been doing shit.
Oh, yeah, Caesar likes to, come in every once in a while and give his take on the hit scene in the NXT, but in the Indies, he loves that ROH. So we're going to continue on and talk about this interview. And Shinsuke's in the ring, and he's with Renee, and you quite noticeably, they put Renee there because she's very experienced and she knows what she's doing. So then they have her basically ask a question for Shinsuke. He doesn't get to answer it. During his entrance, I forgot to bring this up, JBL was really trying to put this guy over. He was like talking about his background from New Japan and all this stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Then Dolph Ziggler comes out. Dolph Ziggler is in the ring, and well, I knew that he was going to feud with Dolph Ziggler since the SmackDown after WrestleMania because they did like this dark match at SmackDown after WrestleMania, and I was there. So I knew that was going to happen, but they've continued this. And basically, yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. Was that after 205 Live? Or was that match right after SmackDown?
It was after 205 Live.
Did you stay and watch it?
Yeah, I had to.
Because Mike, okay. So
I didn't want to.
I know. So I'm imagining what I think they're going to try to do is that Cena, now that he's out for a couple of months, I feel like they're trying to use Nakamura as a way to get get people to stay for 205 Live. Like they want him to be this draw. And I don't know how they're going to do that so quickly, but I just want to throw that out there. I mean,
maybe. So Ziggler asks, who are Shinsuke Nakamura's influences? Who is his favorite wrestlers, growing up? Why did he become a wrestler? All this stuff. And then he puts the mic towards Shinsuke, and then Nakamura tries to say something. Then he takes it away and he says, for those of you that don't understand Japanese, I'll translate for you for what Nakamura said. He said his favorite wrestler is Dolph Ziggler, the future Hall of Famer, and asks, what's he then asks, what's up with those dance moves you do in your entrance? Nakamura then looks away from him and he's doesn't want to answer. And then Ziggler says, I don't even understand what was going on. So Nakamura then looks away and doesn't answer. And Ziggler says he's not who he thinks he is. This guy is not who he thinks he is. His name is actually Michael. So as soon as he said that, I knew he was talking about Michael Jackson. And he started describing Michael Jackson and a lot of the negative connotations to Michael Jackson. Nothing very positive, despite, he did talk about the family going around the world as Jackson 5, but he never brought up the names. He brought up the names of the people in the group, but he never really brought up Michael Jackson. And then he just says, this guy right here is not who he is. He's actually Michael. And he's also a petty, overrated freak. Nakamura says, it's my turn to ask a question. Dolph, what is your problem? And then he takes the mic away. Nakamura says he will translate and speaks a bunch of Japanese. And then all you hear at the end is, you're a jackass or something like that. And then Ziggler hits a kick on Nakamura. Nakamura does this flip move. I have no idea what it's called, nor do I care what it's called. And then he taunts him and does the Nakamura thing where he goes like this. So that was the segment. I mean, I didn't like how they had him speak Japanese. Really, I mean, understand it.
Nobody fucking understands Japanese.
Nobody understands it. And for people that are saying, why is the crowd chanting what? Because nobody understands what the guy is saying.
In this instance, I will be okay with the fans chanting what?
Because they actually don't know what he's saying.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna even relate this to a promo later on in the night. Okay, Jinder spoke in his native language later on in the show, but he also spoke in English, the exact same thing. Well, I'm pretty much guessing 5 seconds earlier, so you knew what he was talking about. This, it's like, well, I'm lost. Yeah, I can't put closed captioning. They ain't gonna tell me what this is.
This was my problem since NXT with Nakamura, bro. If they're gonna just have him go out there and cut promos toe to toe with somebody, one, it's not in his favor. It doesn't make him look good. It's not going to his strengths, and then he just looks bad compared to other people that can actually talk. Even the worst promo cutter, he'll look bad next to them because he can't speak proper, fluent English. He can say a few words, but even that doesn't make him seem like a over-the-top megastar. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's better off if he just doesn't say much. He says a couple. I mean, they could put this, and they have a manager with him, because when he's doing these promos toe-to-toe with a guy like Ziggler, it doesn't make him look good.
I feel like if he had a manager and he played this strong style gimmick to his advantage and did more of the violent stuff that would get him, to be aggressive in the ring and prove that he can go toe-to-toe with anybody, this wouldn't be difficult. You would have somebody there, especially a good manager with them. But I think WWE is very set on having this guy perform with people on the mic, and I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to get this guy over like that.
It's not going to work.
He's going to get over with the crowd. He's going to get over with the in-house crowd. He's going to get over to a certain degree. But if you want him to be this megastar, you got to think outside of that. Like Brock Lesnar has a manager. It's not a bad thing to have a manager. Andre the Giant had a manager.
Promos. I'd like to put that out there. And I said this before at the beginning.
And Brock can speak English. What the fuck?
I'd like to put this in. I said this in the beginning. I have a feeling that they don't want to give too much of this character away until he actually wrestles on a pay-per-view. Like, until he actually wrestles at Backlash, which is just the dumbest thing ever. I don't think they want to give much of him away until that happens. I think they want to keep this mystique. That's what I'm guessing, but it's not helping anybody out, so I'm just saying.
So, yeah, that's our opinions on the whole Nakamura situation. If you have any specific questions, let us know. But that was the segment for tonight that they tried to do. It is kind of interesting. Jared did ask, should he turn heel? Initially, no. I think maybe he could in the future, but I don't think that that's the direction they want to go right now. I don't know. I'm not in the company. But my best guess is that they have established Nakamura as this future face of the company, that they want to appeal to certain areas in the world. That's cool. No movie franchise right now is bigger than Fast and Furious, and it makes the most money in Asia. So there you go. Let's continue on. Let's talk about AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. Kevin Owens was on commentary for this match. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I didn't start watching Smackdown until an hour through the show, so I totally skipped through this match because I didn't really care that much. All I wanted to know was the finish. So what happened was Owens tries to distract Styles. Styles wins with the roll-up. Corbin and Owens start beating on Styles, and Sami Zayn comes for the save, fresh out of his Uber, to save what's his name, AJ Styles, and this was totally ridiculous because we have Sami Zayn taking it to Baron Corbin. Like, Sami Zayn, it will never be over with me. Like, I just cannot believe that this guy is beating up Baron Corbin. Like, it makes no sense. And then Kevin Owens hits a powerbomb on Styles. Owens freaks out, holds the title up, and blah, blah, blah. It was very basic. Nothing really. If you missed it, you didn't care, right, Dylan?
Yeah, well, first off, last week, I know you missed last week, but this exact same match happened last week in the main event. So for me, I'm like, why should I care? Okay. And it also had Kevin Owens on commentary last week. So he did all of his build-up for his match last week. Why was there no promo, no intimidation towards Jericho? Didn't make any sense. I know he said stuff on commentary, but this is basically the exact same thing he did last week. Then the whole segment with Sami Zayn. What does Sami Zayn have with Baron Corbin? What beef does he have with Baron Corbin? No sense. And 5'5", I know he's not 5'5", but 5'5" vanilla midget over here is going to be Baron Corbin. He's just believe there has to be.
You know what have entertained me more is what Arian said. It was clear that Baron Corbin didn't pay for his Uber ride. Now, imagine if they actually made this into like a story right here. So Baron comes out, he's wrestling AJ, and Zayn is mad because he didn't pay for his Uber ride. So Zayn actually comes down and tries to beat the crap out of him because he wants his money. At least that makes sense.
I bet low-key, he'd have to be a taxi driver because you pay for Uber beforehand. But that's thinking too much into it.
Especially with this company that has home phones now that they're not plugged in.
They're not freaking up the home phones. Holy shit. This made no sense, and it didn't even make storyline sense. Like I would be at least okay with what happened if it made sense, but it didn't. So I just didn't care. And I don't care about the Jericho Owens match. I am maybe looking forward to AJ versus Owen, but that's later. So that's it.
Jeremy's asking when John Cena will turn heel. Never. He also asked, should Bayley for Raw turn heel? I said no because she's there to sell merch for the kids and get over with the kids. It's not going to happen.
She is the female John Cena. So,
WWE Boy says, what's exactly Sammy's character? A fucking Uber driver.
He works so hard to get to the
I think it's like that he is like
never gives up.
He never gives up, and he's that guy from the underground that everybody wants to see be successful. I think
that's what they want to say. Yeah.
But yeah, they don't really give us much. I mean, and the guy, I'm sorry, like if you're a Sami Zayn fan, it's all more power to you, but like in the WWE, he could be the greatest like indie wrestler of all time, and that's great. But when it comes to WWE, it's a TV show that's on every week. And it's a TV show more than anything. It's not just wrestling that you go to every once in a while. And it just doesn't make, it just doesn't, are you seriously, like, why is he on your TV? Like, would he be on any other show on TV?
Bro, I tell you what, he would be such a great person for a 5-second cameo in The Walking Dead. I would be impressed by that, but otherwise, no.
Like, come on. Okay, we have a Charlotte interview. Charlotte says that gold runs through her blood. She's accomplished everything on Raw, but she needs a new kingdom. And here on SmackDown, the drive for 5 is going to be completed. She then continues to call herself the GOAT, the greatest of all time. I think it's a little bit over the top for that, but she is a heel, so it's understandable. Drive for 5, she's just ripping off the Patriots. And the rest of it was fine. I like the premise of it, that she's the queen and she needs a new kingdom. I understand it because she has a character. Arian really likes to hate on Charlotte.
Very much.
He likes to DM me and tell me how much she sucks, and that's fine.
Same.
That's fine. If you hate Charlotte, that's fine. For me, I like Charlotte because she's believable. She probably has the most like developed character in the women's division. She probably also is the most athletic of them all. And to me, she is the biggest star. I think she has the potential to be the biggest star out of all of them because, everybody knows Ric Flair. She's athletic. She has the character down. She, she has everything that you really need. And she looks believable as hell. She's like 6 feet tall. She's like 180. I mean, she's friggin' like ripped. She might not be 180. She might be like 160, but she's like
Mike Tenay is gonna go over here and search this out. So
yeah, like she's legitimate. Like if she was in basketball or volleyball, like she is legit.
it's over. It's over.
If Charlotte was in the Olympics, I wouldn't blink. I would be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Apparently, she's 5'10" and 144 pounds. So
yeah, okay, I'm overestimating it, but like, bro, she is like muscle.
Well, Sasha's probably 5'2" and 120 pounds. So yeah.
Jeremy says Alexa Bliss is the GOAT of the women. I mean, she's good. She's good. I love Alexa Bliss. I'm one of the first to jump on her bandwagon before she even got to the main roster. But her against Charlotte, there's a reason why she went to Raw and Charlotte is on SmackDown. You look at the women on Raw, a lot of them are smaller. A lot of them are on Alexa's height and weight and stuff. And the only legitimate opponent, maybe, for Charlotte at this point is Naomi. Naomi's a really good opponent. I think Naomi is really underrated, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, I see Charlotte as a legitimate star. That's all I'm going to say. Then we have American Alpha versus the Clones. This is a beat the clock, not the chalk challenge. American Alpha win in 5 minutes and 17 seconds. The Clones do have a new gimmick, which they used to be the what's the guys that sold the what's it called?
Shining Stars, my dude. What are you talking
Shining Stars. The Usos are then watching backstage and all that stuff. So another beat the clock challenge to see who the #1 contender is. Fine, whatever. New Day is coming. We get one of those little vignette video packages. We then have Rusev. This is a very interesting part of the show, right, Dylan?
Yes, I was so hyped for this.
So I was like, okay, so Rusev, this is the first time we've kind of heard from him since he was announced to be on SmackDown. So what's Rusev got to say? He says, I don't like Daniel Bryan. I'm like, good start. I don't like Shane McMahon. Good start. I don't agree with this shakeup that his dad did. Okay, good start. The only way is if they give me a championship match at Money in the Bank. And I was like, whoa.
That's like 3 months and ahead.
I was like, whoa, pause. First off, I was like, wait, when is Money in the Bank? And then second, I was like, wait, he just said, I want a championship match or I'm going to go back to Bulgaria. And then I was like, I love this because you guys know I'm a huge fan of Rusev. And this is a different way of reintroducing a wrestler. Now, everybody knows what Rusev is. Maybe he'll go through a little bit of a character change. We don't know because Lana is going to be on her own. I fully believe that Rusev is ready to be by himself. I think Lana is still excellent with him, but Rusev cuts a great promo. I think he would be totally fine by himself. And maybe they do switch his character up a little bit once he comes back. It's still months away, but this is a guy that could be a main event heel. He could be a main event heel. And he could be even a face at some point if you did it the right way. I think it would be kind of funny. But yeah, Rusev, I think this guy is really talented. He's a great wrestler. He's good on the mic. He has a gimmick. I think, and he's believable. And he can face guys that are small. He can face guys that are big. I like Rusev a lot, and I hope that this works out for the guy. I hope he's not still in the doghouse because Lana is super sexy and everybody wants her. But you know what it is? That's my theory about it. But I hope Rusev does well. And I hope he doesn't go back to Bulgaria and stays in the WWE. Dylan?
I don't want him to go to Bulgaria. He's too good, man. I looked at the date. It's June 18th. So we have to wait about 2 months for him to be back in the ring, it looks like. Yes, I love this. You first off, you're building up your new star. You don't have him go out there immediately, just have a random feud. You get Rusev to get some build up. They're like, okay, this guy wants a championship match. What has he done though? Like what has he accomplished, or why does he think he deserves a championship match so quickly? On Twitter, he's like, I was undefeated for a freaking year. I should be, I never gotten a title match.
Rusev is great on Twitter, by the way.
He's one of the best wrestlers to follow on Twitter. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Rusev has done a lot of good things. He got buried the last time on Raw, so I'm very excited to see him on SmackDown. And I like that they're going to go slow pace. I think they should do these segments every week where he's like, I haven't heard from Shane or Daniel. Need to get an answer soon, something like that. So I'm interested to see that. And Rusev for WWE Champion, yes, please. And that is all.
Okay, so Rusev, I actually think, adding on your point, I think it would be awesome if they continued to. He did say he doesn't like Daniel. He did say he doesn't like Shane. It would be interesting to see him just go out there and destroy people to get his way. I think that would be interesting.
Yes.
But yeah, I think he does need a little bit of a shakeup. But I think this guy is totally could be main event status. So, like he should have been a long time ago. We then go into Becky Lynch, and she has an interview, and I'm kind of like, why does she have an interview? But then she starts talking about Charlotte and, what Charlotte is doing. And I got a question for you, Dylan, because you're a big Becky fan.
Right.
This is a serious question.
Serious question.
Did Becky lose weight?
I don't know why. What do you?
It seems like she lost weight.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know, but
she doesn't look skinnier.
Yeah, like she looked kind of more defined.
Maybe that's a good thing though.
Maybe it is, but did she lose weight?
The answer is I don't know everything about her. But from the looks of it, yes. But I'm agree with Arian here. She's misused, bro. She just
go on a Becky rant.
Go on a Becky rant, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and say she's the overall best. I think her accent really does hurt her, but I think she's she can get over as a face, man. And then she just gets pushed to the wayside. She wasn't even involved in the main event thing. She wasn't on SmackDown at all last week. I'm guessing they're building it up because of what we saw in this promo, maybe a heel turn. So that's a positive, I guess. But she didn't get enough airtime. I think she'd be one of the bigger stars on SmackDown. I
think she is turning face. She's not turning face, but she's helping Charlotte turn face.
Okay.
That's what it seems like.
Well, after tonight, that makes more sense because
we're gonna get into that later. But basically, what happens in this interview after that, I was just looking at her the whole time, and I was like, it looked like Becky lost weight. But anyways, continuing, Natalya, Carmella, and Tamina come into the segment, and they say basically you're with us or against us when it comes to Charlotte. And man, do I freaking love Carmella. I just love Carmella.
So I got Becky and you got Carmella. That's the best.
Bro, every week Carmella gets better. And I don't mean in terms of looks, because I've always thought she was attractive. But
how do you get better than looks?
Because I think that's what some people think I'm talking about. But I actually mean she gets better. There is just something about her when she's in a women's segment. She shines. She has that kind of it factor.
She likes to put her character out there in these segments. And
she'll do a small little move in the segment or something, and I'm just man, she's so good. I'll just grab that and I'll be like, man, I love Carmella. But anyways, Carmella is awesome. So I marked out for Carmella on this episode. And it was nothing. She was on for 5 seconds, and I was like, that thing she just did, I don't know what she just did, but that thing she just did there was so good. That's what I was like. Anyways, we have Randy Orton versus Eric Rowan. And this was an unexpected no disqualification match. Can you explain from last week?
Okay, so they I don't even remember what happened. So
why was this a no disqualification? I'm kind of confused.
Okay, hold on. So they had a match 2 weeks ago, and Rowan used the steps after the match because Bray Wyatt interfered. So apparently this becomes a no DQ because they have tension. I don't fucking know. That's what my guess is. They didn't do anything on the show last week together, as far as I remember. Because Rowan was in the 6-pack challenge, so they didn't do shit.
Yeah, I don't know why. This was
I saw it on Twitter before the
but like I was skipping through it, right? I was like skipping through it, and I was like, "Holy shit, table, stop,
rewind."
Like table, kendo stick, steps, chairs.
I don't know if
okay,
you
I'll watch a little bit of this, and I knew
I like this.
It was pretty good. I mean, it was just a little obvious. I mean, Orton was obviously going to win with the RKO. It was just a squash. It was like a no disqualification squash match. Basically, what it was.
Yes, but it was probably Rowan's best match. I'm not asking for him to put 5-star matches, but it was entertaining.
Yeah, Rowan did a good job. Yeah, it was a pretty decent match overall. Then after the match, after he hits the RKO out of nowhere,
by the way, not out of nowhere, he freaking did this.
Yeah, and then JBL's like, "Oh my god, that was out of nowhere."
What an idiot.
And then Orton says he doesn't know what a House of Horrors match is, but Sunday he's going to find out. But he assures you that the House of Horrors match will be Bray Wyatt's Eternal Hell. So basically he talks a little bit about Bray Wyatt. Then Jinder Mahal comes out. And man, I like that he came out in the suit. And it's something that we always liked about Jinder, especially since he's come back, is he looks like a wrestler.
Yeah,
looks like a superstar.
I don't know if that's because of the roids or what he's doing.
I think you think he's on roids because no one else works out.
No, I know people that work out, but he looks gross at times, bro. Come on.
But his vein, like he might be like, what's the word? Like, I don't know. I don't remember what the word is called, but like he's like veiny, you know. But I don't know if it's because of roids. It doesn't look bad when he has clothes on. But bro, I don't even care if he's taking roids.
That's not what we should be putting out there.
No, I don't even care. Okay, this guy, at least he's trying to look the part of a wrestler.
I will say this. If he's
this is a part on a TV show.
If he's working out and getting it, I absolutely am cool with that.
But you have to work out. If you take roids and you don't work out, you don't look good.
I know that, but I just hope it's not steroids. I'm not accusing anybody of it, but it looks like it. That kind of sounds hypocritical. But
yes, I don't know, so I'm not going to accuse him.
I'm not going to criticize. I'm not going to say that just from the looks of it. But by the way, while we're on the subject of Jinder Mahal, can we get on the best theme of all time? It's one of our favorite guys.
Oh,
I hit the wrong button. It's gonna come. Man, that guy was the GOAT. Can we get Daivari back in here? Oh.
Yeah, bro. Like the whole time I was like, where is Daivari?
My man's Daivari.
I want to see Daivari. Where is Daivari? Get Daivari out here. I know he's writing. Get Daivari here. He's like doing something backstage. Get Daivari out here. So they have Jinder Mahal, and I like that he came out in the suit. He still has the whole character to him, but I like how he came out in the suit. He looks like a main event wrestler, even though I know in the back of my mind he's been a jobber for his whole career. But if I've seen him for the first time, I'd be like, okay, that guy looks like he could wrestle on Randy Orton.
Yes.
So then basically he says, and he cuts a pretty good promo too. I mean,
I like this promo.
I actually like the way that he does the promo because he clearly has a grasp of what they're trying to do with him, and he clearly has a grasp of what his character is supposed to be. So he talks about it. He's like, I'm the true horror here. I will take your WWE title. I have more wealth, more talent, more class, more culture than anyone in this arena, including you, Randy. You disrespect me because I look different. You disrespect me because of your arrogance and lack of tolerance. But at Backlash, I will take back my respect. I will take that glory of the championship back to my people. I really like that. My language, and then he speaks in his language of Punjabi, and then he continues to go on and on about what he just said. This was good. I actually liked it. I thought it was really good. And it also gave me something for what Jinder Mahal was about. What he's wealthy, maybe. Okay. I want to know more about that.
He wrote right after the segment, he rode off in a limo. So
he talked about his culture. Maybe he's paying those guys to be his bar. I don't know. So we'll see. Hopefully they continue to expand on what Jinder Mahal is about. But I liked what we got there. And then what happens is Orton tries to hit the DDT on the Bollywood boys as they come in, and then the Bollywood boys come in and they beat up Orton with Jinder. Then Jinder beats down the champ. He grabs the title, and he kind of leaves with the title, and everyone's like, he can't take that title. He hasn't won it yet. So that's what we're left off with. Any thoughts on that, Dylan? I know you have a lot to say.
Okay, so last week when I was on the SmackDown review by myself, I said, I'm not a big fan of having this guy here, but I'm gonna let it happen. Because this is what we do all the time. Something goes on that we don't expect. Oh my God, we're gonna bitch. And then we don't wait for the story to play out. So I'm like, not the biggest fan of it. Whatever. Got to see what the storyline goes for it. Week 1, I liked it. Okay, you give him more of this character for me. You get me a reason to hate him because everybody hates somebody that has more wealth than you. You hate somebody that has more. That thinks they're better than you.
I really want to see vignettes of his culture and like him with money. Like I want to see that.
Yes, I would love that. This kind of feels like a Muhammad Hassan 2.0 gimmick. Besides
it does
bad,
but it works.
It works though. That gimmick was great until the very end when I'm not even going to get into that. So I like this. It's interesting. Can we not? I don't think it's controversial, but it is entertaining.
I think it's a way to. I actually think it's positive. Dylan, I don't think it's controversial. I think it could be positive because I think you have a guy like Jinder Mahal who WWE hasn't really had this kind of Indian guy since I guess the Great Khali like a while back. But like they don't have anybody for this massive fan base that the WWE does have in this part of the world.
Markets like they try to get to the world. Like, they've got the Japan. They're trying to get in with Nakamura and all of that. And even though Great Khali was absolute garbage, the man got people from India to watch wrestling. That's a huge market. So I think that's a good thing. Mahal can surprisingly cut a promo. Like I actually like this promo a lot. It got us into knowing him more. I hope we get those. What are those things called? They start with a V. Vince Russo's, vignettes, something like that. Bugattis, Bollywood.
Of those.
Some of those. And I will be interested more into it. And I'm liking it. And also, this is the last segment before Randy's match with Bray. Maybe Randy's a little bit caught off guard with that, loses the House of Horrors match, and gets to this little feud here. So I like it. And you know what? SmackDown is the land of opportunity. We need this. We want to see some new, fresh talent be in the main event scene.
Okay, so we have a few comments here. In a no disqualification match, they should always have a shitload of weapons to make the match look more badass. That's what WWE Boy says. Yeah, it did. It did because they had a lot of weapons. Arian says, I thought Batista had ugly veins. Mahal's veins, though. WWE Boy says, Jinder Mahal looks great. No homo pause. He could be a great heel. So far, he has been booked pretty well. Jeremy asks, when will Bray Wyatt turn face? I think he's kind of in the process of doing that, actually, but we'll see. Maybe he's gonna feud with Finn, so then he definitely would be the heel. But we'll see. Arian
is my answer to that.
I think he doesn't even need to turn. He's basically a face. He's like a tweener kind of. I don't know.
He wants to make people suffer, and he's a face.
He's a face in my eyes.
Because he's great.
I like suffering. I like people suffering. All right, continue. Arian says maybe Shane is in the Mahal era bandwagon. WWE Boy says hinder Jinder. Arian says Jinder Mahal is more like a Punjaber. Arian also says that Bollywood boys ain't nothing to fuck with, and that Mahal sips on some fine curry. WWE Boy says, speaking of talent, what the F is taking WWE so long to sign Cesar?
Bro, that man Cesar, bro. He's going to get a contract soon. I have a feeling.
Hey! Okay.
We need to make a theme for him. All right.
Speaking of that thing with a V, we have a Lana vignette. Man, oh man.
Really bad if you just said V.
Man, oh man.
Oh, this is great.
Bro, I should have watched this like 3 times over. I was mesmerized by this vignette.
I'll be honest here. I was about to use the restroom because I really had to go, and I got up out of my chair and I saw the vignette and I was like, okay. Okay,
okay, I'm gonna come back and sit down.
Right,
you know what's funny though? I heard a freaking like some marks, and they're online, right? And they're like,
I know what you're talking about because I follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, right. Okay, so these freaking marks are saying how Lana. Okay, did anyone see on my Twitter how this person was questioning Lana's wrestling accomplishments? Is this guy a fucking lunatic? Okay, I'm gonna try and find these tweets. Can you try and describe the story? I'm gonna try and find these.
Okay, so from the story I saw on Mitch's Twitter, because it was great. These people were going at Lana for not having the credentials as a wrestler, because by the way, the person that was tweeting her was a Sami Zayn mark, which makes it even better, by the way. But it was funny as shit. I hope he pulls it up because I read it myself. It was funny. We're gonna
find this. It's hard to find though.
It's been a couple days, but I saw that and I saw Lana's replies to some of these tweets and
they were fire, bro.
They were pretty fire.
Okay, wait. Okay, I got the tweets on my phone. Like I have pictures of them.
All right.
Okay, so the first one, I just have a picture of this guy's freaking Twitter account. He's the Zaniac Squad, and his thing is Sami Zayn is the greatest pro wrestler ever. And then okay, so okay, let me try and find this shit. Okay. So he tweets Lana that list of accolades. Honey, you've accomplished jack shit in the wrestling industry until this day. Take a seat and shut the hell up. Okay? Meanwhile, this is the woman that he is saying has no accomplishments, okay? Okay. Next tweet. Okay. Then she says, I am curious. How many degrees do you have? How many languages do you speak? How many awards have you won? How many careers have you had? Fucking Mark. Okay.
It's like the Shia LaBeouf clapping hands.
Then Zaniac says, LMFAO, where is your epic resume of accolades? You are so delusional about yourself. It's so sad. And then she says, who are you? What do you do for a living? You're needy, begging a girl for attention. You can't even imagine my list of accolades and resume. Okay, if I need to mention what Lana has done, okay? Lana, not only is she smoking freaking hot, okay? She speaks multiple languages. She is a dancer. She is an actress. She's a wrestler. What is this Zaniac dude?
I'm thinking to myself, what has Zaniac ever done? You know what? Idiots of the IWC really needs to come back. I'm just putting it out there.
Oh my god! Like these people are so stupid. Your accolades in wrestling. There's other things than just wrestling, bro. And by the way, she has accomplished more than Sami Zayn.
Bro, have I told you what? Have you wrestled a 5-star match today? Oh my god, let me tell you about Sami Zayn. Oh,
and then that's not even the funny part about these marks, bro. Then I hear a Mark podcast about Lana, and they're talking about how Lana's vignettes, they don't want to see this Lana character because they don't want her to wrestle. This is a literal quote. The vignettes look scary. Are you? I don't want to accuse anyone of being this, and this is perfectly fine if you are, but are you gay? I mean, like, if you are, that's cool, but like, seriously, dude?
What do you mean scary? Like, that doesn't even, like...
No, he described Lana's vignettes as being scary. Not sexy, scary.
like Bray Wyatt trying to snap your head off, scare. Well, I mean, it's fake wrestling, but still, in that sense, scare. I don't even know. That doesn't even make any sense.
Can any man, like, even if you're gay, bro, how do you not think that is sexy?
Gay people still find there has to be these women that they find, okay, they're still attractive. Like, I mean, come on. You know what? I'm not even going to say anything. I can't believe it.
That is ridiculous. Scary. Lana is scary.
Scary.
Okay? Lana is scary. Okay, anyways, we had that Lana vignette. It was freaking great. Okay, next we have Jinder Mahal in a limo holding up a title, and he's like, WWE champion. That was pretty great. I loved it. And it also, gave us something after that segment to, hold on to. I like that. It was a good visual too. That will like stick in your mind. Mm-hmm. Like Jinder Mahal. Oh yeah, WWE champion.
That's his thing for now on.
Okay. Then what do we have after that? We have Ascension versus the Fashion Police / Breezedango. Dylan, do you want to describe what epic thing happens in this?
Breezango won? Is that what you're talking about? The epicness?
Wait, they win matches?
I didn't think they did, but they beat it in like half the time that American Alpha did. Which, by the way, Ascension are complete jobbers. I don't know why they put on face paint, but
they gotta put their face paint on for 2 minutes and then they gotta wipe it off right after that.
This is exactly what I felt like with Goldust a few weeks ago. He put on face paint to get beat the shit out of by Strowman. But Breezango, they win. They are the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. I like it. I mean, they're entertaining. We obviously need some new, fresh faces in the tag team division, and these guys seem to be kind of like the Rhino Heath Slater thing, where they were like, who really cares about these guys? But now they're becoming baby faces, and the crowd is starting to care about them. I don't know if they're going to win the tag team titles, but I like it. It's enjoyable. So I'll see where it goes. WWE champion, where you are, Mitch?
As for me, I think it's a good thing. And I like that SmackDown is trying to put these new faces into, new opportunities for these new faces, because Breezango's been around. They've pretty much been jobbers, but they've actually been one of the only tag teams with some source of a character that people can latch onto. And if they want to give something to the people that watch the show that like characters and like storylines, then, the Breezango does have something there. I actually think that this is like the best case scenario that Fandango and Tyler Breeze could have in their career, being tag team. It's perfect. Those two guys with each other are great. It works sense. It works for them. I think that they have a ton of potential to do something. They're good tag team wrestlers. I think they can do something. Now, they're not going to be like 5-star matches or anything, but at least if you try and pump this tag team division up, the Usos need somebody, and I think that the other tag team that does have some sort of source of a character is Breezango.
I think they've been entertaining, and not everything has to be like main event level. There obviously has to be some mid-card stuff going on here. And let's be honest, SmackDown Tag Team division has been absolute garbage. So if I go into the show next week and see, Breezango's on the show, I want to see what they're doing, that is a positive, because I didn't feel about that way coming into this week. So you accomplished something. By the way, I still feel the same way. Their name should have been Febreze, because it just sounds cool. But
I don't know if you can. I guess it's spelt differently.
Yeah, it would be. Holy shit, the light went out. I mean, like Fabreeze.
Dylan's in the dark. Are you cutting a Bray Wyatt promo?
Oh, I did the Bray Wyatt. No.
Oh, wait. You're Lana. You're scary. Sorry. You're scary.
No, one of my lights just went out on my fan up there, so I don't know.
I just still can't get over it. You know how ridiculous that is to call Lana scary?
Scary. That's like, if you had told me what you described Lana, I wouldn't even get there. Like, it would be a million billion guesses before I got to it. scary.
Scary. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, Ascension, Fashion Police. Fashion Police, man. I'm looking forward to see what they do with them. And hold off. If you're not a fan, hold off and give them a chance. It's something new. It's not the American Alpha for the 16th time already. Okay, then we have a Naomi interview. And like I was saying earlier, I think Naomi is also underrated. I think she's athletic. I think she brings something new to the table. I like her glow gimmick. I like that she kind of brings this dancing thing into, she makes it her own. She's getting better on the mic. This was kind of plain. Like she just said, I'm Ali. She's Foreman. I'm going to prove myself. Those glasses are kind of ridiculous. I think those need to go. I think they're just there to sell them.
Merchandise, bro. They are the kings of merchandise.
It's just merchandise. But yeah, I like Naomi, and I think she's a great opponent for Charlotte.
Somebody in the comments says, scary is hot. I don't know if that's in the scenario, but okay.
Who said that?
His son, the last comment, Raheem. That's totally not the right way to say that. Raheem Isaac.
No, bro, they didn't mean hot.
They didn't mean it that way.
They meant scary, like, oh my god, I can't believe she's gonna be a wrestler because she's gonna have to wrestle matches.
Like scary, like they're like scary when the rest of the roster sees Cesar on television. They're gonna be scared.
Like they're scared that she's gonna have to wrestle. That's what they're scared of. They're not scared because she's hot.
Okay.
Trust me.
I guess you're not gonna name the podcast, but I would be very interested to hear those comments. Yeah,
I'll try and find it.
Okay. It was a decent promo. Of course, this is a 5-minute before the match promo to get you into the title match. Nothing special.
So what happens in this match?
Well, this is a main event, right? And we talked about this. You brought this up. You're not the biggest fan of women main eventing these shows. And to a degree, I disagree. But tonight, with the ending that we had, I felt it was super lackluster. So we had this 10-minute match where it was like, all right, it's competitive back and forth. You see the hype. There's a reason why maybe you could attest to why this is the main event. You're interested to see what's going to go on. And then what I like to call the female shield come in and just beat everybody up. What an anticlimax if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it was just like I'm not a huge fan of the women ending the show unless it's like a big Lita Trish, right?
Well, like the Charlotte Sasha Banks matches, I understood too.
Yeah, that was fine, right? I was cool with that. But this is like,
no.
Like Carmella was out there too, and I still didn't like it. So, I mean, I would have liked this if it was in the middle of the show.
Yes,
I would have preferred to end with Mahal being, I'm WWE champion.
He drives out in the limo. I am WWE champion. That would 5 stars.
Yeah, I would have preferred to end like that, but instead we get this Carmella, Natalya, Tamina stable thing where they're beating up Charlotte, and that was about it. And Naomi. But this is the thing that I wanted to bring up. I think this is where Charlotte turns face with Becky, and they take on this stable, and we maybe have Naomi versus, I don't know, somebody else. We'll see.
It's interesting because I like that aspect. I mean, obviously they've had some history with Charlotte and Becky. I hope they do well because I'm obviously a huge fan of Becky. The ending was just
just lame to me.
Even if it was last week, bro. But this is the go-home show before Payback. And I know Payback's a Raw exclusive pay-per-view, but 2 of your SmackDown, or at least your WWE champion on your SmackDown show, is going to be on that Raw show.
If I was writing the show, I would have probably had Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton in the show.
Yeah. I don't like the minimal talking point that they had against each other. Like, they didn't talk in no interaction tonight. I wasn't a big fan of that. They had the vignette or the promo video package. Yeah. Call it. They're one of the best at doing that, but still. I call these 3 the female shield because Tamina looks like Roman Reigns in the female version. And then Natalya's like the architect of the group. She knows the calculations. And I guess give the 3rd role of Carmella to Dean Ambrose. I don't think she's a lunatic, but she plays her character nice. So,
Carmella is awesome.
So there's your female shield. They're obviously not the shield, just take a fucking joke. But I think I don't know. If this had been, like you said, if this had been like after the first hour, like if it was 8 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock your time?
Yeah.
Fine. But it was the main event, so I don't, nah.
Yeah, not a fan. But anyways, what are we going to give for the grade tonight? I'm going to give you that drum roll.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think it was a better show than last week, for sure. This show still has a lot to work on, but I still think they're getting the kinks out. And once Payback is over with and Randy's finished this thing off with Bray, we're going to get back into more of the storyline advancement heading into Backlash, which will be good. Jinder, my boy, was the biggest upside of tonight. I was not exactly enthused with him being in this position, but then seeing what he did tonight, pretty interesting stuff. You got me invested. And WWE Champion will be on my mind for the next couple days, so that's good. Rusev was a nice surprise on the show, and you get me. It's an underlying storyline. It's like, oh, you got to put that in the back of your mind. It's gonna be good, so I like that as well. The rest, some of the rest of the show was mediocre, a little bit average, some good stuff. AJ Baron, Kevin, Sammy. Some of it didn't make sense, but I'm liking the US. I'm actually liking what they're doing with the US title to a degree. Maybe they put that close ahead to the WWE title in terms of what they want to put with prestige. So I like that, but
not on the same level.
No, it's not on the same level, but they want to elevate that title just like they did with the IC title. So,
until they gave it back to Ambrose, yeah.
Yes. Interesting enough, the IC title has not been defended on any pay-per-view in 2017 for the main show. I find that interesting. And Shinsuke, I don't even know. Hopefully they figure it out on there. But don't forget, it does get a 6 out of 10 because the boy Cesar was on this episode of the Smackdown review. So
for me, I'm going to give it a 5.5, slightly over 50%. For me, I liked the Jinder Mahal stuff. I think it was a positive step forward with the introduction of what exactly Jinder Mahal is going to be about. I liked the women's stuff for the most part. I just wish it was at a different point in the show, and it just felt a little lackluster at the end. And what was the other stuff? The Rusev stuff was good. That little thing that he had there. It's nice to see Lana's going to come. Good vignette. Kept my attention for sure.
It's Carmella,
even though she did minimal things, was great. What else we got? The rest of it was just kind of dull, kind of boring. Like, it's just Like Shinsuke, I was intrigued just to see what they would do with him, but it wasn't very good. Tag team, Breezedango winning was interesting. I'm intrigued. Like there were some things that, like, it wasn't a great episode, but like there were things in the episode that have me intrigued for the future. So that's a positive point, and I'll give it over 50% for that. So that's the Smackdown live review for April the 25th, 2017. Do have to plug this very important thing. That is the NFL Draft live video, live hangout with myself, Dylan, Kev, Adam. We will all be in the hangout discussing the NFL Draft. That's Thursday at 5 Pacific, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, wherever you're at. We are going to be discussing the NFL Draft. We're also going to be discussing, Penguins Capitals, because it's on at the same time, and that's going to be a banger. So we're going to be just having a lot of fun discussing whatever's going on our TV. You can be in that chat. You can talk to us, ask us questions, just hang out with us.
It'll be
whatever it is. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be like a couple hours, but it's just going to be a lot of fun to just, hang out with the boys and hang out with everybody on the channel that likes channel. So it's going to be a great time. And it's also great if you like NFL, if you like NHL, or even if you want to talk wrestling, we'll talk wrestling for a few minutes. So, Dylan, anything to plug before we go?
I just released a video today ranking every Sunday Night Football matchup for 2017 because it's one of my favorite things to watch during the football season. So I ranked that, got good success. So if you guys want to check that out, check that out. I'll be doing one more big video before the big one, the big 20x20 series. I'm going to be talking about Monday Night Football because it has been lacking in the last couple of years. I want to see what they've got in store for us in 2017. So I like to look at the schedule. Of course, draft video Thursday. I'm super hyped for that. Gonna get to talk about all my favorites in the draft and some people that I think are gonna flop. I've been known to pick the wrong guys to succeed, so you're gonna see me fuck up, and then in 2 years you'll be like, this idiot picked this guy over fucking this guy. So this is the same guy that has about 5 Johnny Manziel jerseys in there. Anyways, Wrestling or 20 by 20 comes out next Saturday. I'm the guest on my own show, first episode, and then some of the other guys on the channel, Kevel, Adam, Mitch, Jake, special guest. They're all gonna be on there, so of course, stay tuned for that, and keep looking forward to it. You never know when a certain video pops up every once in a while. You know, it could be out of nowhere. So stay tuned for all the good stuff on the Bottom Line View.
I see what you did there. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Bottom Line View Smackdown review for April 25th, 2017. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Jinder Mahal is the WWE champion. Peace out.
Peace.